Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we have a very good match for you guys. It is the V.Veneto, and I've heard some terrible stuff about this ship. As you can see, we only have two matches in it, and we are going to be bottom tier. And not only are we going to be bottom tier, you can see we've only had two matches in it. No upgrades. We have 59,000 health. That is tier 5 battleship health. If you didn't know, that's what California has for health, basically. I think it's right within like a couple hundred of that. All right, not only that, we're not going to have the firing distance. So, what's the reasoning behind this game? Don't be scared. You can see I've already asked for help off of, I believe it was the rubric. I know he's got secondaries. We're going to go ahead and still play this how we normally would, even though we're bottom tier with absolutely no upgrades. So we're kind of like a tier 6 in a lot of ways. As you can see, the Suzuya, just shooting his guns, so I wasn't really concerned of what happened with him. But the main decides to get spotted, and he's broadside. That happens. You don't want to be the first thing spotted, and we absolutely get a good salvo on him for 24,000. That is not going to be the last time we see that main. I can assure you of that. But even though we're bottom tier and we have no upgrades, so we're really at a disadvantage, we're going to play this ship exactly how I feel like it succeeds at playing. Pretty close up and not giving up a full broadside. And we're on the whole left side, so we're going to take the flank and push in. Now, we have a fair amount of enemies here. We shoot, and we go ahead and use the smoke on the Veneto. We have a pretty good firing distance in smoke. I think it's like 10-5. I know I was looking at it in the match. You'll probably see it pop up. But Veneto has been caught broadside. I've heard a lot of bad stuff about the Veneto, but so far, you've seen the two matches that I've had in it have been pretty solid based off the stats as we get another Citadel. And right out the gate, we have 60,000 damage on the first two ships we saw. Now you can see here, I'm trying to play smart here. I want to be aggressive. Apparently, our Suzuya wanted to play aggressive too. Kind of a rough choice. Now, we've hit that main, and he's decided to go back. But like I said, that's not going to be the end of him. We are going to definitely see this main again, and he's going to play a big factor at the end of the match. So, again, we are getting help from a battleship inside. We are going to go ahead and push up. And the reason, I don't want to be the only thing that pushes up with only a little bit of health. I know we have 5 heals with this build, but we don't have a lot of health. If somebody catches us when we're not looking, that's all our health gone. So we got to be, I'm a very aggressive player, as you can tell, is I'm letting them know, hey, I'm moving in. But I'm not, I'm aggressive, but that doesn't mean I just throw ships away all the time. But we're going to go ahead and move up, and the Veneto is again broadside, but we clipped the mountain with our back guns. And you can see the shoulders here. One thing I want to note, I seem to like Veneto more than I thought I would. The guns are not super accurate, but if you play it the way I feel it's meant to be played, up close and personal, it is a very tanky ship, and also the guns become much more accurate closer in, as you can see with the first two, the first two games, 47% accuracy. I know it's only 2 games, but you can see even in this match, the guns have behaved themselves as the Balti does go ahead and come in. So now we're going to be a little bit careful how far we push in here. There is a lot of enemies here, and I'm kind of waiting on some more help to get here as we fire our shells at the main again. And because there's a Musashi here, there's a main here, and a Venetti, and a Baltimore. So I am completely outgunned here. So I want to be super careful, and I want to try to catch this Musashi. This Musashi, I figured I could absolutely delete it and Schroeder when we got a chance, um, because they are very squishy ships. But they stayed pretty well angled, enough to at least not get depth struck anyway. And again, there's the main gonna be giving us heck. He is gonna be want his revenge a lot, so we're gonna go ahead and hit our smoke. They have all shot their guns, so I feel like it was a good play there. And we're gonna go ahead, wait for a good shot before we take it here in the smoke. You can see I'm not just trying to see the first thing that I shoot. I'm checking my smoke firing penalty. I don't necessarily want to get um, you know, I don't want to take a bad shot and then be detected and then all of them. I have to take a shot where I can get a ship off the map as we get not the world's best luck on the Baltimore, but Baltimore is a pretty big threat to me. We're going to go ahead and try to get that off, especially because he's also the closest person that could, in theory, spot me while I was in the smoke. And we're going to go ahead and start shooting at the Musashi. Um, we're gonna come out here now, and we're gonna get a lot of our spotting back. I hadn't seen where the other guys uh, quit firing, so I couldn't see them anymore. And you can see there is the main as well. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna push in on these guys. And the reason we're gonna push in is the closer I get, the better off I'm gonna be. And I'm not spotted right now either. I'm being smart about my choices of being spotted. Obviously, there's something there spotting me. So I was kind of surprised to get spotted there for a second. But we're gonna get behind this mountain. Again, I kept thinking Musashi was gonna make a mistake. That Musashi player wasn't too bad, and was pretty careful. I, however, am going to not push up again too far here. We're trying to get up, but we're trying to do it in a way that isn't going to get us get me absolutely destroyed. I shoot a shell, then realize, oh, that's right, I have no upgrades. I'm not going to be able to reach that shot. Obviously, here the main is now running, so we have everybody essentially running away from our side. I don't know who was over here with me. I think it was that Ruprick. But whoever was with me, kudos to them. It was a good teammate. Now here, my plan was to go dark and just get closer. But the dog chasing cars in me decided, hey, I want to shoot my guns because I felt he was gave me enough of his side to go ahead and do that. And at the same time, we're trying to finish off Balti finally. And so Musashi's been angled pretty much the whole game at me. Same with the main outside when he's got hit. So my team has a broadside, so I'm kind of hoping they get some good hits as we start to keep moving in. Uh, Honestly, the smarter play here is probably to go dark, but at this point, we're looking pretty good for the win. I have all my health and a bunch of heals. Almost have my smoke back. So being a little aggressive here, it's not end of the world to me because with this ship, I can disengage at any time with that smoke. And that is really handy. So we're going to go ahead and um, uh, try to throw another salvo at Musashi. Now I load HE here because they're all angled pretty well to me, and I want to try to start something on fire. Since they both have a lot of health left, unless they make a major mistake, it's going to be hard for me to citadel them when they're playing angled like that. Now main's going to run and hug the border here. Not a play I like to do, but I know some people do like to do that. We're going to go ahead and just put one fire on them. And surprisingly, I thought he was going to put that fire out right away, but he doesn't because he is a decent player. So one thing we're going to do is go ahead and start working on Musashi here, but again, trying to get a little bit closer in before I shoot because obviously now I've hit this wall where I haven't been very effective with my shells at range, so we're going to try to close that distance. I'm angled pretty well to the main. So I'm not too worried right now as he's starting to come off. And this is what I was hoping for here. This is what I was trying to get is this close in battle. We go ahead, use our smoke, and go ahead and get dark so we can kind of catch him off guard. And then we get spotted because I didn't realize the main was close enough to, in fact, spot me. And we're going to go ahead, use up a heal, and with the carrier there, that is obviously a pretty good target because I can just tank main for the time being until I get up and close and personal. He does, however, break my gun, and we're going to try to shoot the cog out. And we got a couple overpins. Um, these tier 7 carriers, sometimes they're a little harder to remove than the lower tiers, but we're going to go ahead and focus on that. Get our secondaries going on main. This is not a secondary build, but they still are decent secondaries. You can see we're going to go ahead and try to shoot, finish off the Kaga, and you're going to see here we bounce pretty much everything he's got for us, and we're going to start to line up our shot. You can see I'm pulling my guns in, and you can see the carrier is starting to focus on me. And actually watching this back, before this I thought I made a mistake here, and I actually didn't. Watch where I aim, it goes exactly where I want. And I thought I made a mistake. I got my shot off first, it hits right under the second turret where I wanted, and I get 9 full pins with no citadels. At first, when that happened, I thought I overpinned, but you can see where my shells land. It's right where I wanted. He's completely broadside to me. I just got very unlucky of not getting a citadel here. I actually thought I had made a giant mistake and shot too early, but it wasn't. I just got very unlucky. But every shell got a full penetration, so I didn't shoot too early and overpen. I just got very unlucky and that it did not count as a citadel. Here it is again for you guys. Yeah, I thought originally I made a mistake, but I didn't, and I'm okay with this decision that I had. I felt like I did what I did there, and I just got unlucky. Uh, Probably should have dev struck him with 9 full pins. I can't believe I didn't get a citadel there, but anyway, the match is about over. We have, in fact, done a good job and helped our team with 161,000 damage when we were really bottom tier. We were bottom tier with no upgrades, which is rough, especially when you have the health of a tier 5 ship and probably the accuracy as well. But anyways, you guys can see 161,000 really helped our team in that match. We take some damage and had ourselves a lot of fun. The V.Veneto's been more fun than I expected it to be. I like accurate ships, so I was surprised I like it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.